Hey there folks, thought I'd make a quick comparison video here between the Mokopa on the, probably to pronounce that right, on the Royvalk, and the AGM 114K on the Apache. So a lot of people kind of look at this at first glance and think that, damn, the Mokopa is much better. It's faster, it's got more penetration, it's got more range. But in reality, I'd honestly still probably prefer the Hellfires, and I'll tell you why. So the main thing you want to look at here is the explosive mass. So the Hellfire has 9.9 kilograms of TNT equivalent explosive mass. Very, very chunky warhead. Take a look at the servers dying, the Royvalk for a second. You can see this only has 5.37 kilograms. Now, when it comes to these types of missiles, and helicopters in general, I often don't really find myself using these things at their maximum range in the first place. Even if the Hellfire should have 11 kilometers of max range, I usually end up shooting these things under 20,000 feet away. So we'll take that as an example. So I'll pop into a test drive here, and we'll take a look at the time it takes for the missile to hit its target at closer ranges and farther ranges. So, pretty simple way to do this. So, there we go. Let's find something like 10,000 feet. Okay, 10,000 feet, 10 seconds. 20,000 and change. Let's see if I can get some closer. 20,000, 23 seconds. All right. So now let's see what the Hellfire does. Alright, 10 seconds. I think it's probably like half a second slower at that range, and 25 seconds. So you can see the time to impact isn't really substantially different in any meaningful way. I'm not entirely sure why this is. I think the Hellfires might just have better aerodynamics, while the Mokopas have better initial thrust. And the other thing about the Mokopas that can be kind of annoying is at close range, they very, very much so will miss quite a lot because of the way that, because of how fast their initial burn is. So at this range here, I don't know, let's get it down to like, yeah, that's probably close enough. Launch that, vaguely pointed at him. Hellfire just kind of flies straight in, slaps him. If you take a look at the Royvalk here, another thing you might want to note is the Royvalk is much more sluggish than the Apache, and its gun is also worse at anti-tank. Better for killing aircraft, but much worse at killing ground vehicles. The Mokopa has a much larger minimum engagement distance. So we'll get down to around the same range again. I'll try to keep it pointed in a similar aspect so I can kind of see it more. Alright. Shoot that. See, it flies really high up, and it just can't hit. So you really gotta aim much more down in order for those things to actually hit their target at close range. Can be very annoying. It's something that can be overcome. It's also just something you can know. So to conclude this video here, the Mokopas aren't really substantially better than the Hellfires in any meaningful way. They have a longer minimum engagement distance, meaning that you can't fire them from as close as efficiently. They are faster, and they have more pen, although I would honestly argue that the amount of pen that they get isn't even meaningful. Like, the Hellfire Ks get 1,200 that are tandem already. Another 150 isn't really adding much onto that. You're not going to be penetrating anything you couldn't already for the most part. And, you know, just generally they have worse kill power, because The reduced explosive mass can cause some issues when it comes to killing crew through overpressure. Say if you hit like the top of the turret of a NATO tank, which have like large internal spaces, makes it very hard to one-shot them, especially compared to Hellfires. So, hope you enjoyed this video. Hope it was informative, and I'll see you guys in the next one.